And good morning, everyone. A little late on the morning, at least for this thing, but it is the 28th of August. We are almost done with August, almost at September, and it is Bubble Friday. So we're running a little behind today, so let's get some of this bubble blowing out of the way right now, because that's the whole point of the Bubble Friday. To take a pause to whatever is going through your week. And if you're at the end of your week specifically, or just if you need to pause, blow out some of that frustration and stress. Bubble Friday celebrates the fact that it is Friday, the end of a more or less 4 or 5 day work week, beginning of the weekend, and a chance to relax and just celebrate the fact you survived. For some of us, we are surviving a bit more things than a lot of other folks. We just had here in Little Rock, oddly enough, for maybe I think the first time, a tropical storm, an actual not tropical storm remnants, but I think it's the first time a tropical storm actually rolled over central Arkansas. At least in my lifetime, I mean, Katrina was pretty bad, and we had a lot of rain come through with Katrina. We know what it did to New Orleans, but this was a hurricane that hit the Louisiana coast, tore up Lake Charles, where my parents used to live. And in fact, I finally got in touch with my parents yesterday, who live in central Louisiana, not north central, Ruston, Louisiana, and a bulk of the town was out of power. But fortunately, there wasn't a lot of damage. They just had a tornado a year and a half or so ago, so some serious damage to town. Locally, no one was hurt, nothing serious. They just had no power for the bulk of the day. It was surreal because I could not get a hold of anyone, which is basically what I was trying to do. So that's just how that worked out. But thankfully, everything's good there, and things were more or less fine here. School let out early, which was a good thing, but then we had no serious damage, no serious issues. So I'm back at work at the school today. So celebrating the Bubble Friday, where I ask you to take a break, take a pause, take a moment to reflect on the week, and we do it by fairly simple, easy way to do it is just by blowing bubbles to kind of blow out the stress from the week. Now, what I've been doing normally is using this for a little bit of extra commentary. Hopefully, it's been more or less thought provoking. That's what I'm shooting for. As I said, we're running a little late today, so we don't have a lot of time for that. So I just want to make sure that you are remembering exactly what it is you're here for. And it's the transition is very great. But what are you here for? What are you here to do? If you believe in some level of spirituality or higher power or higher purpose, or specifically God, you believe that there is a actual reason for you to be here. You are not an accident. You are not randomness. You are here for specific purposes to do things. And some of us are here for greater things. Some of us are here for just regular things. And some of us are here to be sort of conduits for other people along the way. While saying that sometimes upset people who believe they should be doing greater things, only to find out they really are footnotes to actual pieces of history. It essentially is what it is. So on this Friday, on this very quick Bubble Friday message we have today, I just want you to take a little time today, besides your sort of Bubble Friday relaxing, celebrating that you've survived the week, to actually reflect on who you are in your life so far and where it is you're going. Because since we are essentially 6 months into pandemic world, going on 7 months in the pandemic world in 2020, a lot of us have found ourselves sidelined. A lot of us have found ourselves not functioning in any semblance of saneness, if you will. And so because of that, it's just a matter of just basically fighting your way through all the crap that needs to be done to get through stuff. And I know I've gone through that specifically because I've had a lot of changes going on in my life in the last year or so, and especially pandemic wise. I lost a job. I decided I was going to try to do some things on my own that we would see how well they would work. Try to do actually take the leap into a better leap into my small business world. And pardon me for a second. You had it for a second. Just testing some volume real quick because the setup's a little different. So I had to go into the world, try to make it on my own, do it for myself to see if I could sustain it. If the time was now, the time was not now. I am working in a totally different sort of working position, sort of career path, but actually is essentially what I've been doing all along, which was a kind of a very, very weird moment when that came to power. And I'm still trying to create, be a creator, be a speaker, be a artist, if you will. And some things are being pushed aside because other things are lesser priorities, including, raising an 8-year-old in pandemic world and making sure that the rest of my family is, getting through stuff as sanely as possible, and just going through whatever. So there's a lot of things that I have put on the back burner, which does not make me very happy. And in fact, the things I put on the back burner, while they look a lot like work, are the things that literally keep me sane, keep me going, keep me knowing that I'm doing something important. And for various reasons, that the reasons aren't important, but it's the knowledge that I feel like I should be doing something larger, doing something better, being more. And I can't right now. And there are real reasons why I can't. It's not the excuses of being lazy. It's not, not wanting to fulfill the mission. There are actually other things that are of other importance that need to be done, or there are serious roadblocks, things that must be moved out of the way just to progress in a daily manner, as not even opposed to doing anything that is anything grand. So I want you to not be as frustrated as I am, although chances are you may be, if that dream is not working out so well for you right now. Even if that dream is, I just want to sit on my porch and chill, there's a lot of things get in the way of doing simple things like that. So think about your purpose and think about who you really are, and think about whether it is there's something larger that you should be doing. And larger is kind of a weird term, because that makes it think like everybody should be out there, leading their own particular march against whatever it is they're fighting for. Sometimes larger just means you getting off your couch and joining an organization, being there to help, doing some volunteering, raising your hand to say, I support you, just doing things. One of the coolest things and the hottest things was a neighbor, an older gentleman, actually gave me a call a few days ago, and just to tell me that I did something stupid. I ran into I scraped a sign at a donut shop getting breakfast on the way to church one morning, and scraped my car. And in the process, I ended up messing up one of the lights. I can't tell because I'm driving, and every time I look at it, it seems fine. But a coworker at work said, "Hey, when your lights is out," and then so I've known that, and I've just been delaying getting it taken in and get it fixed because life's in the way. And an older white gentleman called me the other day to let me know that he saw that, my light was out. He didn't know if I knew it or not, because he, knows there's sometimes those gung-ho cops out there who are looking for reason to pull people over. Now, how deep he was going into that doesn't really matter. The fact that this gentleman called me to check on me because of something as silly and simple as one of my taillights essentially malfunctioning while I'm driving, because there are larger issues going on right now. That's just a random thing, that seemingly random thing that he thought of that popped up. So think about what you got going on right now in your life. Think about the bits and pieces that are happening. Think about what it is you can be doing to contribute. You don't have to give up 2 days' salary like NBA players are doing to protest Black Lives Matter, or to protest police brutality specifically and bring up Black Lives Matter. But you can volunteer something. You can speak up when in places where normal people don't speak up, or you can literally not speak in times when what you think you should be saying or what you feel like you have the right to say, isn't in the right place. You have the right to remain silent, and sometimes that does help out a lot. So as I said, I don't have a lot of time today. In fact, my phone's ringing right now, so it's Bubble Friday. That's what's the most important thing about that. We'll probably put hashtag Bubble Friday at the bottom too. You want to check out things that I have going on. You think some of this commentary is actually useful? I'm trying to do more of that too. You have some place that would like to have someone like me who can't seem to stare into the camera or tends to stammer and stumble and stumble at times because real talk is real talk. Reach out to me. That is my Twitter handle, or you can also go to J Cleveland Payne page for Facebook, or just find me. If you're seeing me, you found me. Thank you so much. If you like to leave a comment on how well this thing is going, I'd appreciate every single comment. Good, bad, and it's good or bad based on how you perceive it. I have to take it as a comment as well. That's about it. Like I said, we're a little behind on getting this in. I missed one last week as things were going on, and just the crazy chaos that has been the week of school starting. A lot of that's happening. That's something else that's in the way of getting things done. Dealing with issues of getting students here at the college settled, which has been a bit of a struggle, as you would expect, and just living life. So I'm doing good. My parents are well. My niece is well. My nephew, who's in Annapolis at the Naval Academy, doing pretty good on his own. Got friends who seem to like me, and that's a good thing. My immediate family, we're all doing well. We survived a fairly innocuous night of nothing, which we're glad it was nothing to have to deal with. And I get a chance to talk on the internet for moments at a time to hopefully a few people. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen, either in the reel or on the replay. Let me know in the comments if this pops up in your replay list, so I know who's seeing on the back end, and so I can prepare more things for you guys as well. Oh, yeah, I'm going to start doing more advertising stuff popping up here, so there'll be more things popping out. Just go to just search for where this is. I'll do more of the promoting of things going on, because as I said, there's a lot of things that I'm not doing right now because life is getting in the way. So this small piece of life that I've carved out to do this thing, prepare for more advertisements and more promotions, because you don't ask, you don't get. And same for you. If you need something, reach out. So I wrap up by saying congratulations for listening to this video, watching this thing, because if you're watching this thing, you, number one, had a chance to experience some piece of life on the 28th of August or sometime maybe past. And if you have the ability to reach over, grab a phone, hit a button on the computer, watch this, you found the energy, the strength to get out of bed. Some people don't have the privilege of getting up. Some people don't have the ability to find the strength to get up. And so that in itself means you owe the world something. Go out there and do something pretty awesome, because I know you got it in you. Thank you guys, and hope to be back for another Bubble Friday next Friday, which will be Bubble Friday.